And you're out there still doing recipes and demos, and so, do you still have the same feelings about food, and do you still enjoy it as much?
I think
your goals have obviously changed.
They have, they have. Like obviously, I'm at a point now where I've retired from kind of full-time athletics. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm all of that stuff now, and but athletics is something like I'll never retire from athletics. It's in my blood. I'm a runner since I was a kid, and I enjoy doing that. And it's taken me a while probably to get back to enjoy it. But I think when I first retired, almost 4 years ago, I thought I could just retire from sport and just move on. I thought that's what you did, you know. I thought it'd be an easy transition, and I found it really difficult, and really difficult on a number of levels, like physically, mentally, but even emotionally. Being honest with myself and kind of saying that that's over, David, you know, move on. And I couldn't do that, and I stopped exercising. I had no interest in it, and I stopped looking after myself from a food point of view. I just ate whatever I wanted. I took a job, first job that came my way, and I always kind of said, I can remember going down like off the M50, the N7. I was driving the length and breadth of this country, and I'd pull in for diesel, and you walk in, and next minute you get that smell, you know, the muffins, pastries. I'll have one of them. I can do that now because I'm not a runner, and I'd eat the muffin, I'd dashboard down, I'd eat the muffin, and I'd say to myself, oh, I'll go for a run tonight. I wouldn't do it. You know, I'll go next week. I wouldn't do it. And that kind of went on for a couple of months, and obviously I was struggling with the transition, and with that factored in, the lack of exercise, the effect it had on my kind of physical and even my mental health was really astounding. Like looking back now, you know, food is vitally important for performance, right? In sport, we get that. But in terms of your own mental health, it's huge. And I've now kind of realised that the triggers for me are like lack of exercise and lack of good nutrition. So, you know, I can talk about food for sport and performance and all that, but you know, if you're not well, there's probably quite a few, but I think a few of the big ones for me would be confidence. Like I'll be honest, and like right now, from retiring and struggling and stuff like that, I go to a counsellor, and it's probably one of the best things I've done, because I'm being honest with myself. It's an outlet. It's the pressure valve. I can go and I can rant and I can get things off my chest. But you know, when I look back, you know, people might think, oh, he's a confident guy, he's an athlete.
So confidence is a big one. Anything else?
Confidence would be huge, and also the ability to kind of like trust yourself. And I mean that in a way. I always found when I was growing up, I was worried about what other people thought, instead of just focusing on my gut feeling. And instead, sometimes I let the head run away with it. Oh, what if that person or this person thinks? And I think the trust element and trusting your gut feeling was vitally important, and that was, I suppose, the big things about moving to England and kind of kicking off my career, and obviously then having goals. I think goals are vitally important, and building a plan. As someone once said, a goal without a plan is simply just a wish. And I think for me, looking back in my career, when I planned things out, I began to believe in them. 1%. Hang on a second, I can do this.
Absolutely.
You know, so, and it's full circle. Those are the things now I'm doing now for the next phase of my life. You know,
being a dad. What has been your greatest sporting achievement?
Winning medals are fantastic, and I've managed to do that on 2 occasions, in 2005 and 2007. But as an athlete and as a sprinter, I always wanted to be one of the best in the world, and I wanted to be up there with the athletes from America, the Caribbean, Africa, all those guys, particularly in sprint events. And I managed to achieve that in 2009. I made the final of the World Championships. I was 6th. I think for me, there was no medals, but making a final and being up there with the best athletes in the world is, I think I look back as that has been one of my big wins.
It's pretty big now. And looking back on your sporting career, would you have changed anything? This is a kind of a tricky question. Don't want to get...
No, I think it's a good question, because I have some regrets. I have some regrets about the decisions I made when moving to America. It didn't work out well. I was injured. You know, simple things like that. And I beat myself up for a long time about those decisions. And now I look back and I kind of say, yeah, look, back then I probably would have made a different decision. But I think what is good is that you have regrets. And I think regrets show that you've pushed the boundaries, you've put everything on the line, and you've gone for stuff. Some will come true, some won't, but I think in general you have to push the boat out, and I did that on numerous occasions. Some paid off, some didn't, and I think maybe moving to America I'd probably make a different decision.